Hey folks, Dr. Mike Israel here for Renaissance Periodization, Injury Prevention Made Simple, video number 5, Volume Management. Managing volume to make sure that we minimize our risk of injury in the gym while maximizing our effect. So, a couple of easy rules, 3 in specific. First rule on volume. When you start out choosing your volume for your upcoming program, week number 1, start very low, usually lower than you think. What is low? Well, for hypertrophy, something that gives you a small but decent notable pump in the target muscle, which a lot of times means 2 to 3 sets per muscle per session. I know that's crazy, it's so low, but you work up over time to more sets, and 2 to 3 sets is on the low end of things. I'm just trying to give you guys a perspective of how low you can go and still have an effective workout. For example, if you're doing like a chest press and you do 3 pretty hard sets, you got like a gnarly pump going, you're done training chest. You're done. You got a good pump, good stimulus, you'll get a little bit sore, you're golden. You don't have to smash the muscle to bits. Especially, one of the most injurious things is having a time when you're not training much, like a deload, or an active rest phase or maintenance phase, and you come back and start grinding and hitting hard, that real crazy elevation of volume from baseline, the next session, or even that one, you're at high likelihood of getting hurt because your body's not used to processing that much stress. Start small. For strength, whatever gives you a little bit of a decent challenge for that movement pattern. If you do 2 or 3 sets of squats, and you're like, whew, all right, I'm feeling it. Stop. You're getting great adaptations. Come back next time and do more sets if needed. Don't start with 10 sets of squats or something stupid like that. And to answer the question, what do I think of German volume training? I think it's fucking super stupid precisely for this reason. So you're not used to something, doing 10 sets of it is insane. At least do 5, at most 5, maybe even 2 to 3 if the situation calls for it. Minimum effective volume, the smallest amount of volume you can do and still make some kind of notable gains, is in many cases much lower than you think. It's much lower than I think. A lot of folks can get incredibly great results from doing literally 2, 3, 4, 5 sets per muscle group per session a few times a week. So if you train your legs, let's say you train your quads twice a week, doing 4 sets day 1, 4 sets of quads day 2 can give you great growth. There's tons of folks that train more like HIIT style or high intensity, low set volumes that make incredible gains doing low volume protocols. They work. You don't have to do 20 sets of some shit to get any kind of gains. A lot of guys that have done 20 sets of whatever, like 20 sets of chest workouts, they get good gains. They try a new philosophy. They go to 5 to 10 sets of chest per workout, and all of a sudden they're making better gains. And then they start waving the flag for high intensity training and everyone's a pussy, which is fine, is an interesting opinion. But the kernel of truth that they've landed on is that you don't have to annihilate yourself to get good gains. And what is traditionally thought of as, oh, well, that's not really much of anything at all, does make you have good gains. If it doesn't, you can always slowly and gently add more sets, which is point number 2. When increasing volume, do it slow. Again, a literal mechanism or causal structure of injury is doing a certain amount of volume you're used to and then doing a lot more the next time. That big jump is a real nasty injury-causing mechanism. So you can avoid it altogether. If you're recovering very well and you don't feel very challenged, you can add 1 or 2 sets to that same workout next week, and that's going to give you much more stimulus. Of course, you'll put a little bit more weight on the bar too, or add a rep or 2 here and there, and the total magnitude of stimulus will rise significantly, probably starting to close the gap from what you did to what you need, right? You don't want to add 3 or more sets per session, per week, because that can be so much more volume that it causes an injury. So for example, if you did 3 sets of pull-ups, and you're like, that was pretty good. I got nice and sore, but I recovered. I can do more. Do 4 sets next week. Don't do 6. Okay, you do 3 one week, 6 the next, and then set number 6, or the next week when the structures are still fried, you do pull-ups, you pull your lat, you get hurt. It really sucks, right? Have patience and realize that, remember, because you can make great gains at very low volumes, if you start at sets of 4 sets of something, you don't have to jump to 8 to get any gains at all. Just jumping to 5 or 6, and then jumping to 6 or 7, and then jumping to 8 or 9 gives you gains that entire time. It's not just, oh, this is terrible, I need 8, or I need 12, or I need 20. You don't need ultra high volumes to grow. You can work up to them over weeks and months of progressively raising your volumes, and then they can be beneficial. But just going to them right away is a real nasty thing for injury, right? Point number 3, do not exceed your maximum recoverable volume for more than a week. right? So if for a week straight, you have hit negative PRs on all of your lifts, which is to say, let's say whatever lifts you were doing in week 4 of a program, you come and do them week 5, you try to do a little bit more load, but your reps drop a lot, you're just weaker in week 5 than week 4, do not continue to progress in week 6. Week 6, you should be slicing your volumes significantly, probably deloading, and then starting to slowly work back up. If you are physically getting weaker after 1 week of training, and you're training hard and you feel good, but you're just, well, I'm just out of juice, there is nothing there for you to progress with. There is no benefit to being above MRV for a long time because you're above where you can recover from. How the hell do you think you're going to make gains there if you can't even recover? Right? You look up, look in week 4 of getting weaker here, been losing reps every week, but it's just, you know what I'm saying, that's how you make gains. No, that's how you make losses. Don't do that. There are no bonus points for pushing beyond recovery, no matter how like hardcore you make you feel or it makes you feel. Now, a lot of the times, your best training and best results will happen at a fraction of your MRV. Hat tip to 3DMJ, Eric Helms, and those folks who say, look, you don't have to get to MRV all the time to make your best gains. They're absolutely correct. On occasion, it's good to get there to really see, what your limits are to make sure you're not pushing not hard enough. But it's not like something magical happens when you get to your maximum recoverable volume. You're like, yes, I collected all the coins and all the gains are here, right? It's everything from minimum effective all the way up to maximum recoverable, gives you gains. And a lot of your best gains may actually happen like in that mid-range. Enjoy the mid-range. Don't always be like, yeah, man, I'm recovering real well and getting really sore from 7 sets and, bent rows and lat pull downs combined. Let's fucking go to 9 sets. Like, wait, so you're getting really sore, you're barely healing, but you're recovering on time, you're getting great pumps. Don't change anything. Just do 7 sets next time and then 7 sets a time after. And if you do 7 sets a week after that and you're like, yeah, the pump's not that great and I actually didn't get really sore at all or just got sore for a day and then it healed, then go to 8 or 9. Don't just have this idea of the most volume I can do, the better. The volume is a matter of quality, putting in quality ingredients, right? It's like a pasta sauce. If you put in enough, it tastes great. If you put in too much, it throws off the whole mix. You need as much as you need and no more. So if you're getting great pumps, if you're recovering on time, but just barely, don't touch anything. If you're not getting hardly any pumps and you're recovering super ultra fast and you could be training harder, add slowly. And if you're not recovering at all and you're actually getting weaker, stop training hard, deload, circle back to a much lower volume, and then start again. That's how you minimize injury and, of course, get all the really good effects. What you never really want to do, or in most cases don't want to do, it's just like, let's fucking grind, bro, set after set. Like, guys will come in and train legs, and their training partner will be like, what's on the fucking menu, bro? And they're like, I don't know, let's just fucking start grinding and see how we feel. And you just do dumb shit for an hour and a half, and then 25 sets later, they're like, yeah, man, I fucking vomited, I'm on the floor now. You guys watch our training videos, we do that to people, but you'll notice it's not 25 sets. It's like 7. Sometimes they don't even get that far. And it's usually folks who are really used to training hard, who've been having hard workouts, and they've to some extent acclimated and worked up to that. And also in a lot of these videos, we're really conservative on the weight. We're really, really safe with the technique. You don't want to put your body into something that just absolutely has no idea what it's doing, especially if it's tons of volume, right? If you need 15, 20, 25 sets for like quads or chest or biceps, your quality of training sucks. Your effort sucks. Your technique sucks. Your range of motion sucks. A lot of things suck. If you fix those, 10 sets for biceps is more than almost anyone needs per session. Anything much more than that is probably a bad idea, right? So don't just grind without it being justified for your goals, without it being something you gradually worked up to for several weeks or at least athletically ready to handle, and without knowing that it's within your maximum recoverable volume so that it'll help you instead of just being something that's really hard and also hurts you and also puts you at a great risk of injury, right? That's a lot, getting super passionate about it. Folks, be safe. We'll see you for the next video, which is all about detecting and reducing fatigue. See you for video number 6 next time.